Hey folks, my name is Jürgen, aka Nerd, and proud of it, and Destiny has brought you to my channel today. Yes, it has. To talk about a couple of magic cards that will exist exactly the same in the Sorcery TCG. You know, what drew me into Magic the Gathering like almost 30 years ago was the artwork. And what drew me in when it comes to Sorcery and when it comes to backing the Kickstarter, and the cards will arrive soon, was the artwork as well. It very much reminded me of the early days of Magic the Gathering. And we already know there are a couple of cards which are called exactly the same and look very similar. I made a short about this one, Psionic Blast, one of my favorite cards. The Magic the Gathering version on the right and the Sorcery version on the left. Very similar. You see a guy reaching for his head, holding his head, using Psionic Force to do something, to do damage in this case, because that's what the card does. And some like rays around the head, which are much more visible, of course, in the Sorcery version, which I think looks quite cool. The next one I want to have a look at is the Puppet Master. This Magic the Gathering card you see on the right is from Legends, a very old set. And on the left, it's the Sorcery version that also looks kind of similar. The person, operating the puppet strings, of course, looks a little different. But in general, the whole idea is kind of the same, and I really liked that one. I think both pieces of artwork are very unique in my opinion. So yeah, I like that one a lot. Pirate Ship, next one. We're already moving on. Personally, I love the Pirate Ship on the right, the Magic the Gathering one, but personally, honestly, the artwork on the left just looks fantastic. Vincent Pompetti. Haven't really heard of him, sorry Vincent, but that pirate ship definitely is a very cool pirate ship. No disrespect to the old Magic the Gathering pirate ship. I think the other one, the Sorcery one, looks pretty cool. Armageddon, very iconic card, of course. Destroy all sites for the Sorcery version. All lands in play are destroyed. This is the unlimited version for Magic the Gathering. And I think the Sorcery version actually is a lot more gritty, and you will see that a lot in Sorcery artwork. It really goes where Magic the Gathering is or has become a little bit less aggressive, showing blood, showing grittiness, and I kind of like that. Disintegrate, I talked about that one in the short as well, but I thought I made a longer video about these cards because these comparisons are definitely worth exploring in a little more detail than just 1 minute. Something Disintegrating, Anson Maddox's artwork on the right is one of my favorite Magic the Gathering artworks of all time. On the left, very cool and very iconic artwork as well, in my opinion, and drawing inspiration from the old one. Drought is another interesting card. Ice Age from Magic the Gathering's Ice Age set on the right. And on the left, you clearly see this card is not very similar, except for the name. But the Sorcery version again shows like death and animals that died of thirst. And the Magic the Gathering version on the right only shows like a landscape. So that's kind of interesting to see. Even back in the day, Magic the Gathering was a little more moderate, I guess. Flashfires, very cool card. The Sorcery version appeals to me a lot. I think the color scheme is kind of similar, and that I think is very interesting. But overall, I really like both approaches, and I think the Sorcery version, of course, it makes me feel like I'm looking at a comic page, and the right one makes me more feel like a part of the old Magic the Gathering artwork. I don't know if that makes sense. Firebolts and Firebolt, I mean, it is almost the same. The card has almost the same name, and I think the artwork is very comparable as well, so I thought that was a nice one to check out as well. Again, very comic style artwork from the Sorcery card, whereas the Magic the Gathering card, it is a little more recent, that artwork, but yeah, looks pretty cool as well. Flood, very, very similar in my opinion, and again, Sorcery shows drowning animals here, not only the houses that are underwater, where the Magic the Gathering card from the dark more or less shows like trees and houses and some debris floating around, but the Sorcery card goes a little further than the Magic the Gathering card. I kind of like both of them a lot. I think the MTG card is very iconic. Giant Shark, again the dark. So yeah, I mean, it looks pretty cool. Magic the Gathering card on the right, in my opinion, I really like it. But honestly, if you look at the one on the left, fucking hell, that's a scary shark. Definitely reminds me of Jaws, and I think it's yeah, it's an iconic piece of art. So I prefer that one to the dark version. Ghost Ship, same, the dark on the left. Reminds me like of Pirates of the Caribbean. So natural evolvement of the artwork in the Sorcery TCG, whereas the Magic the Gathering artwork is a bit more traditional. And I love the Magic the Gathering artwork here. I love the Sorcery one as well, but I prefer the MTG one when it comes to the pirate ship. Sinkhole, a very interesting card. I think both of them are, of course, comparable because of the nature of the card. Destroy any one land. An elitist side is about to disappear. Okay, so yeah, that's probably what the Sorcery version comparable to the MTG version does. A lot more colorful on the left here for the Sorcery artwork, and I think that's a natural evolvement of the card as well. Sea Serpent here, very, very similar in my opinion. Definitely draw inspiration, and I don't know, maybe because the Sea Serpent and a lot of these cards are generic things, of course, but still I think it's surprising how comparable and how much similarity some of these cards have, even if you think of something like a Sea Serpent, which is part of historical stories. I thought this one was quite interesting. Royal Assassin on the right, unlimited Magic the Gathering, and there will be a card called Royal Bodyguard in the Sorcery TCG. I think it's pretty cool, because the Royal Bodyguard, of course, is protecting like kings or queens or whatever, where the Royal Assassin needs to kill them. It would be pretty, and even in the background you see somebody in the window that looks comparable to the guy that is standing in the background on the Sorcery card. So it might even be that these two cards are connected. Would be awesome to see the Royal Bodyguard face off against the Royal Assassin. I think Royal Assassin with his knife, Royal Bodyguard with the sword, would be an awesome fight. Honorable mention here, because I love that synergy somehow, and I guess it is connected in a way. Alright, folks. I thought it was really fun to look at these. Of course, we don't know all the cards yet. Maybe now we do, but last time I checked, I still did not see all the cards on the website. I asked for some scans or whatever to make it a little more easy for me to do these kind of videos. Haven't received any feedback from the Sorcery guys yet, unfortunately. Some others had luck, but I guess my mails probably fall through the cracks. I mailed, I think, 2-3 times, and I haven't received any answer, but it is what it is. Hopefully the product will arrive soon. I hope you enjoyed this kind of video. I will make another one if and once the cards arrive, and I have a better insight on all the cards that are similar or comparable to Magic the Gathering. I think it's okay to compare these two. I think it definitely is, because it reminds me a lot of Magic the Gathering Sorcery, and that's a good thing. It's definitely a plus, and it does its own thing, of course, but in general, I mean. So yeah, thanks a lot to all my viewers for watching this video. Thanks a lot to all my subs, of course. It would be awesome if you leave a like and a comment. That helps a lot. And thanks a lot to my Patreons. It's with your support that these videos can be made by me, and I can do whatever the fuck I want here on this channel, which I really appreciate. Stay healthy, folks. Stay frosty, and I talk to you next time. Thanks a lot for listening. Bye bye.